Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gannon, alongside my partner, Jack Nicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you not had the chance, go check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at justsayingwjs for article and video updates. Again, Jack, what a freaking awesome game of weekends it was.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping right into Sunday at 3:05, the Los Angeles Rams making their way to Tampa Bay. These teams face off in week 3. The Rams did beat them. It was at SoFi Stadium. I just got to say one thing before we jump into this. That defense was unreal on Monday. Okay. They shut down the Cardinals. Cardinals did not have any answer. They only let up 183 yards, dude. And only 122 passing yards to Kyler Murray. And you can see that they were missing DeAndre Hopkins so desperately in that one. And the pick six was not good. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out there about the Rams. But that performance was one of the best defensive performances I think we've seen since the Super Bowl that they lost. But what are your thoughts going into this game?
Yeah, man. I mean, we were talking about it before. Just the defenses are really going to be the big factors in this one. I mean, when you're looking at, this Rams team, you got Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, and, even Sean was bringing it up before with the injuries to the Tampa Bay offensive line. You have to ask yourself, can Tom Brady get it done in these conditions? Can Mike Evans take on Jalen Ramsey without Chris Godwin on the other side? They got running back issues, as we've seen. Without, last week the Eagles defense is good. The Rams defense is great.
Yeah, it's next level. We talked about this off screen with Tristan Wirfs possibly out for this game. It reports seem to be in favor of him starting, but he did not look good when he came out the second time around, and not good. That sounds so harsh. He was injured. All right. You could just see that he was injured. He was not 100%. When he went down that second time, it just looked like his leg had given out. The ankle's in pain. And if he's not able to play, that's a huge loss for them. Ryan Jensen, their starting guard, is also possibly out for this game. He's listed as questionable right now with an injury. These are some huge losses potentially for the offensive line. And when you have the star-studded defensive front that you've listed that all has playoff experience, some of them have Super Bowl winning experience, Von Miller, some of them have just Super Bowl experience in Aaron Donald. The key to beating Brady is pressure. And this opens up that gate for there to be pressure. But on the flip, Tampa Bay, they have a really good defensive front in their front seven.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's going to come down to the defenses.
And, just they're able to get it done now that they have everything healthy. Even the other day, you texted me, you're like, wow, now that they have, Shaq Barrett, everybody just looks so good. And my question here is if Matthew Stafford can put together a high-scoring offense in the first half, that McVay stat about him, winning all these games when they're leading at halftime, you're going to have to do that here. You're going to have to use your offense, your run game. Shout out Cam Akers, 93 yards last week, come back from an Achilles after 5 months. They're utilizing everybody on this offense, and they're going to need it because Tampa is super creative. But I'm going to say right now, I'm going to go with the Rams on the road. They're traveling all the way down to Florida, but I don't think it's going to be enough of a disadvantage for Brady and the guys. Like we said, I think it's a defensive game. I like to look at matchups. I don't see a lot of matchup advantages for the Bucs in this game, not like last week.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this, and I don't think it's going to be a 34-24 win for the Rams. I think it's going to be much closer than that. I think that Brady has the ability to put up high offensive production, obviously. Rob Gronkowski and him lead in the playoffs for most touchdowns between the quarterback and pass catching duo at 15. But I just don't know if the defensive side of the ball for the Buccaneers, especially in their secondary, is going to be the key that's going to be able to slow this down. Cooper Kupp still had a solid game, and they weren't really even utilizing him very much in their offense overall. If you watch the game, it was the Cam Akers show, like you mentioned. He was super fast paced, quick cuts, really great burst. I felt like he looked like he was back to the Cam Akers of old. And what's scary about this team, outside of just their defense, but that 2018 Rams team that went to the Super Bowl that lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots, they were so dangerous because they were so well balanced. Gurley was having an amazing season that year, and before all the knee arthritis pain caught up to him, and that kind of stuff deterred him. That was when their offense was so terrifying. And now they're kind of back in that position. So for me, that's what's scary. And this time they have health, they have depth, they're ready for it. They've been
Yeah.
there. I'm going with the Rams as well. If Brady wins this weekend, then I won't doubt him again, and I'll apologize. But I feel like everything's in favor for the Rams to win this game. Now he's got to go out there and do it.
Yeah, hopefully we don't jinx ourselves, betting against Brady again. We've suffered for that in the past. But
Yes, in the
the
Super
Rams are
Bowl
all in
last
right
year.
now. In the
Yeah,
Super Bowl last year.
yeah, that was tough. All right, but moving on to what I think is the game of the weekend.
I agree.
When the Buffalo Bills make their way to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Now, for everyone, if anyone has forgotten, this was the AFC Championship last year. Stefon Diggs, the man, the myth, the legend, standing on the sideline while the confetti of the Chiefs was pouring everywhere as they were going to the Super Bowl. He talked about that moment. They've been waiting for this game. They beat them in week 3. What are your thoughts on this one?
And Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes have become, some of the two guys that me and Sean doubted heavily coming in. But, man, they went from raw prospects to nobody can do what these guys can do. And these two coaches right now, top 10 coach Andy Reid, that's obviously like top 3 coach. But Sean McDermott, I mean, what a game plan he had last week, man.
Dude, 5 touchdowns for Josh Allen, like literally the perfect game. It was the first ever like perfect game in NFL history. There were no turnovers, no punts. It was just straight field goals and touchdowns. They got 7 in a row. But what's scary is that the Chiefs, Patty Mahomes last week, 5 touchdowns. They have already 10 touchdowns between these two quarterbacks. We're only in 1 week of the playoffs. This isn't the AFC Conference Championship. You're 3 weeks in, or even, we're only 1 week. That's insane to me.
I mean, both teams dominated last week, but I got to say, man, I'm going with the Chiefs. I like, I picked the Bengals earlier. I like the Chiefs Bengals AFC Championship. I'm going with that. I think that this is going to be just one of the best games. Both these defenses have stepped up better than we expected. The Kansas City offense looks great. The Bills offense looks unstoppable. I got to say, though, the run games of both these teams worry me at a point in the season like this. So I think it will be a heavy passing game. And I think with that comes some mistakes. I do think that the Chiefs, this is one of those weird moments, man, where they make Josh Allen make a mistake after a perfect week. And I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one.
Look, the Bills got the win in Kansas City in week 3. And I'll definitely admit, it's a way different Kansas City team now than it was in week 3. There were question marks. Patty Mahomes, did he fall off? He's not playing the same. Turnovers aplenty, all this stuff. The defense giving up all these yards and points. They couldn't do anything. And then they flipped a switch. They're back on their same grind. The offense looks great. The defense is playing much better. Steve Spagnuolo got them back in check for sure. But I like where the Bills are at right now. I think that I think both teams are gonna make mistakes. These are 2 good defenses. But last week, they absolutely destroyed the Patriots. They destroyed their AFC East rival. Micah Hyde, if you watched a little clip of him talking mic'd up, he's saying that they're out here, or it might have actually been Josh Allen, where he says
Jordan Poyer.
Oh, Jordan Poyer, wrong on 2 guys. Wrong about 2 guys.
Well, yeah.
Where he was talking about how the Patriots look cocky. We're gonna go out there and F them up. And that's what they did. And I just feel like this is their season to make it to the Super Bowl. And for me, I would love a Titans Bills AFC Championship. That just sounds, I mean, all these ones sound great, but
yeah,
I like where the Bills are at. I think Stefon Diggs is going to do great. I liked what we saw in the run game, albeit I don't think the run game is going to be as solid last week as it is this one. It's probably going to be a lot more Josh Allen, but I like the Bills. I think this is their season. I definitely think that they're definitely a for sure repeat in the AFC Conference Championship. I'm locking them in. I like them this week.
Hey, man. Yeah, no, I'm hyped to see who wins this game. This is going to be one of the big ones. And, I just great quarterback matchup, great defensive matchup, weapons galore. Those are the games.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Quick question before we hop off. Who's throwing for more passing yards, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes?
I'm going to go with Pat Mahomes, man. Last week, he had more passing yards than anybody in the whole playoffs. I think that's where this team is going. I think he's doing what he's got to do. He's 400 plus yards last week against still a Steelers defense that was out to win it, even though their offense wasn't. But I'm gonna go Pat Mahomes on that one.
All right, I like it. Over 400, under 400.
Maybe under 400. This Bills defense is good, man.
All right, I like that. That's all the time that we have, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Yeah, always, guys, check us out. JustSayingFootball.com. Just Saying Football on YouTube. Just Saying No GWJS on Instagram. Check us out. Enjoy these games. Big weekend. A lot at stake. Enjoy.
A lot at stake. Enjoy.